If we all die tomorrow, then he'll hide it fast. I'm the master of disaster, the best at fearing the worst. If we all die tomorrow, then I'm taking my time. I've got a river to deliver, then I'm having some wine.
A village, quiet, cold, and lonely. I, a traveler seeking solace, discovered upon this heaven of simplicity, like a wild beauty waiting to be discovered. In a past chapter of my life, I ventured into the world of tea and met India's tea tribe. I captured their lives, learning their ways of living and how they are living in harmony with nature. And that inspired me to embark on another adventure into the wild once again. And this was another world entirely.
आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहां गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले आ चल.
It had more shades of green than I had ever seen in my life. It was so far away from civilization. Lives were tough here in the middle of nowhere, and yet the villagers laughed loud and smiled with their entire face. So disconnected from the world, but connected within themselves through love. While the villagers shared food and celebrated life's moments together, they exemplified something beyond materialism. And that made me question, if I had food on my table and a shelter to sleep, what else would I need? And the answer was love, like a love of a child. Capturing villagers' lives, I was slowly becoming one of them. Who knew that a flower tucked behind my ear could make me feel like a local? In moments, I noticed the giving nature of the world. The girl stood there as a silent guardian of the garden, and I couldn't help but notice so many similarities between them, the girl and the garden. Much like the garden, she too required care, love, and attention to flourish and share. The garden and the girl is where a man finds peace, dare disturb their innocence, and God's anger won't ever cease. Let harm approach, a threat to either, and a man's protective stance grows neither. Anger rises and turns on a man's impassioned defense. Against those who dare disturb their innocence. time for a festival. Something villagers waited for all year long. As the sun goes down, the village comes alive with a celebration of life. They sang folklores and told stories of the rain and wind and their connection with the soil. Their stories transcended time. Their faces lit up with joy, and it was evident that their happiness sprang from a profound sense of community. By the end of my adventure, I was painted in the colors of the villagers. I had become wild. But for what beautiful thing isn't wild? Witnessing all this, I couldn't help but reflect on my own life. I could now see a clear line between humans and nature. Back home, among the chaotic urban landscape, I realized how disconnected we had become. Relationships were reduced to mirrored notifications, and the essence of true connection seemed lost. As the first rays of the sun hit me, a profound solitude had settled within me. I saw the interconnected threads of humanity. Inside deep, I now carry the village's spirit within me. This whole experience seemed like a dream to me, and that it was all a mirror reflection of the profound bond that binds us all. They taught me brotherhood and the real meaning of society. No judgment, no class, but only others to love. This journey became a catalyst for a change in my own life, showing me how tough situation brings people together, inspiring me to rekindle genuine connections. From now, the word love holds a quite different meaning to me. Love is not merely the love of a person, but a state of existence where there is no self. And for one last time, the hills echoed. Aren't we all a one big village?